So right now we're going to work a little bit with some ball handling exercises. So here are 3 simple exercises that can help you improve your touch. We're going to add some progressions that will also help you activate the cognitive side of your brain along with your feet. So we're going to start with the inside, so in between the feet. So watch how she keeps the ball inside between her feet. She has a low center of gravity. She's going to try and keep her head up. There you go. Well done. She can go forward with the ball as well. Yeah. She can go backwards with the ball. Very good control. You can go to the right. You can go to the left. And freeze. So these simple exercises we can use as commands to improve our dribbling and our first touch. The next one we're going to do is inside-outside. So this is the basic step to help when we're working on our take-on moves. So when we're going 1 versus 1, attacking or creating, as we call it, with an opponent. So we're going to go with the right foot. We're going to work inside-outside. So outside, inside. Notice how she takes it in at an angle and goes out at an angle. Really well done. And she's going to go with the left foot. Same thing. Outside, inside, outside. Ole, inside, outside, inside, and freeze. So now I'm going to add a challenge. So if I have the ball. So we did the inside, outside. So now if I go inside, I'm going to clap in front. If I go outside, I'm going to clap in back. So if I go inside, I'm front, outside, and back. Inside, front, outside, back. Bop, 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 bop. So same thing with the left foot. So inside, I'm clapping forward. Outside, I'm clapping backwards. In this section, I'm activating the brain and the feet at the same time. Just like in football, we're going to have many decisions and we're going to have to take in a lot of information. So this is activating both those parts. The next one we're going to do is outside, inside, outside, inside. Can you try it? So it's an outside, inside, outside, inside. Very good control of the ball. Coming out, in, out, and freeze. Very good. So with this one, we're going outside, inside, outside, inside. So I'm going out, in, out. Perfect control. Important to keep the low center of gravity, my core tight. Going out, in, out. So now if I'm going to really challenge myself, I'm going to have these 2 symbols. And I'm going to change my hands like this. I'm going to change my hands like this. I'm going to change my hands like this. If I have the ball on my left foot, I'm going to take a shot with my right hand. Out, in. When I switch foot, I switch hand. Out, in, switch. 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 Would you like to try? Yeah. So we test it. Have a little bit of fun here as well. Yeah. So if I have the ball on my right foot, I'm gonna take a shot with my left, so towards my hand. So I'm looking here. Yep. So I go out, in, and then when I switch feet, I switch hand. Yeah. Let's try it. Out, in, and switch. Ole. So it's the same thing. So now we see we're activating the brain and the feet at the same time. Now we're going to work on take-on moves. So take-on moves is when we're taking on an opponent in a 1v1 situation. So if my player is the attacker and I'm the defender, she's going to use these moves to come around me. So we're going to go over 3 take-on moves. The first one, which I've called in the workshop, I've called it spaghetti, is it inside-outside. It can also just be called inside-outside. So we're going to watch it. So now it's a take-on move. So bop, bop, ole. So what she did really well, if you can do that again for me, is she went slow. As she takes the foot away, take the touch with outside the foot, she goes fast. So she changes speed and direction. So when we're going with take-on moves, we want to change speed and direction. Yeah, can you show me again? So in, out, ole. That was really, really good. Top quality, top class. So now we're going to go through the body fake. So fake right, go left. So this one I call in the workshop the meatball. So now it's a next progression, a next step to the move. The first move, I'm using 1 foot. Now I'm going to use shifting my weight. So yeah, we can try. So fake right, go left. So boom, boom, ole. So again, she's changing speed and she's changing direction. So what I really like with her movement here is she really acted for it. She really went to one side. So my defender is going to come here. So then I'm able to come into the free space here. So one more time. Good, ole. Now we're going to do the last one. So I come back. So the last one we call Sissors. So we haven't really gone through this one too much, but this is a new one that we can teach and progress in the future. So now I'm going to step over the ball and go the opposite way. So yep. So I can step over it and go the opposite way. Again, I'm changing speed and changing direction. To progress this one, I can also do a double scissor. Do you know a double scissor? Yep. So we'll watch this. So we go slow, bop, bop, explode, ole. So she went slow, slow, and takes the touch to escape pressure with outside of her foot. So now I'm gonna go through 3 different turns we can train on. So if we're focusing on turning away from pressure, so in a situation where I'm trying to go forward, but I can't, so I need to go back. So can I go forward if I can, backwards if I need. So now we're dribbling forward towards the camera. Good. We're going to take a sole and ole and go back. So she's using her sole of the foot, and she's dragging it back and dribbling. So if you can dribble to the side for me so she can see the side as well. Yeah, go ahead. Do it one more time. Yep. So we dribble forward, and she's going to use the sole behind the leg and explode away. Really, really good. The next turn we're going to work on, it's called the Cryff. So we're going to take a step and we're going to come behind the leg. So it's another type of turn we can use to escape pressure. The plant leg can help use as a shield to come away. So as you saw, she had a great plant leg. So if a defender's coming, I'm shielding the ball. If the ball's here and I'm coming away from pressure. Yeah, show us one more time. So look at her plant leg. Step, ole, and she's coming away from the pressure, and freeze. The last one is a bit of a fancy one. I like to add some spice to things. So we're gonna do a step over and turn with the outside of our foot. So we're gonna step over the ball and turn. So yeah, we travel. So she's gonna step over the ball, good, and turn, ole. So we're gonna do it one more time, and I'm gonna show you what it will look like if I'm her defender. So if I'm behind her and I'm dribbling, so she's dribbling forward, she's gonna step over, good, now I'm here, and she's turned away. So that's how it can look in a real game. So today we're going to work on a volley progression. So volleys we can use for clearing the ball in defensive phases. Volleys we can use for scoring, taking the ball down or scoring on one touch. Volleys we can use for taking down the ball as well. So if it's a ball in the air, I can use it to take it down with my chest and bring it down here. So now we're going to work with the first one with the inside volley. So we're going to see a few. So good, we're locking our ankle. It's okay. Inside volley, we're going to lock our ankle and go through it. So we're locking our foot and going through it. It's really good. If you notice, she has great happy feet. Happy feet means she's moving her feet in between. Good, and freeze. The next progression here, we're going to use our laces. So this is where I'm really locking my ankle to strike the ball. And this will help with your shooting and also your volleying to score a goal. Ready? Yeah, good. Good. A few more. Very good control. You see no spin on the ball. Great control. Next progression, she's going to take it with her knee and volley it back. So if I'm taking the ball down and I'm volleying to score, or taking it down, volleying to clear, or taking it down to take a touch away from pressure. Good. Very good. Notice great control. She's using both of the instep and the laces. And freeze. Next one. Now we're going to take the ball down with our chest, and then I'm going to volley the ball back. So I'm going to go, good, perfect volley, great technique, and freeze. So what she's doing, she's leaning back, and then she's coming forward again to have that perfect volley back. So if a ball's coming in there, it's a way for you to receive the ball and take it down, and receive the ball to find a finish. Last one, we're going to do a few headers. This ball is very light, so it's a bit safe to head as well. We're going to come here. Good. So she's coming all the way back and using her core and arms to go through. So that was perfect technique. Boom, ole. Up there a little higher. Good. Do a few more. Last one. Good. With this, her movement back here and going through, that's why she has so much power. So that will also help her score goals. So now we're going to work on our passing and receiving. So the first one, we can be about 2 meters away. 2 or 3 meters away. We're going to work on our right foot only. Just basic technique, coming through the ball. Good, nice and easy. Locking our ankle, going through. Perfect. Now we're going to go to our left foot. Good. So I'm playing her left foot every time my plant foot is facing her. Good. Now we're going to switch every other foot. So now we're going to switch feet. So we have a really good rhythm here. Very good. So did you notice I'm always playing her opposite foot? So even there we have a cognitive connection here that she knows if I just played with my left, she's going to play to my right, and I know the same thing. So we're not just focusing on passing, we're focusing on which foot to pass it to. Now we're going to back up a little bit. So we're going to do 2 touch, 1 touch. So she has 2 touch, I have 1 touch. So I'm going to play a little bit harder because I know she has 2 touch and she knows I have 1 touch. So we're going to train 1 touch. So I'm using my happy feet, playing it. If I want to get in detail, I'm going to test her a little bit. I'm going to go a little bit harder for her. Good. Just take a 2 touch, 1 touch, boom. then I can challenge her there, there and freeze. So with this, we can switch. Then we can switch who trains 2-touch, who trains 1-touch. Here we can communicate with the speed of the pass. So for example, if I know she has 2 touches, I can play a hard pass. So I can communicate with a hard pass. She knows I have 1 touch, so she needs to communicate with a pass that's easy for me to take 1 touch. So now we're not just working on passing, we're working on the weight of the pass. So now we're going to focus a little bit on a juggling progression. So juggling is good to get a feeling for the ball, for your first touch, for passing, for aerial control, and also it's a lot of fun to train with the ball. So usually players that can juggle quite a bit, you can tell that they spend a lot of time with the ball. So now we're going to watch. So we're juggling, good. So she's using just her feet, both of her feet, very little spin on the ball. Very, very good. She can use her knees. Fantastic. So now if you can start in your hands. So if you're new to juggling, so you're going to have the hands, yeah, exactly. We're going to come here, nice and easy. Once you have that, you can try and do 2 in a row. Good, 2 in a row. Once you have that, you can try and do 3 in a row. Oh, almost. And then once you have that, we can also switch feet. So we can do right, left, right. So we can try that combination, right, left, good. Very good. So we can keep adding progressions, right, left, right, right. So all these different progressions we can play around with. So if I can see the ball as well. So one last thing that we can do, so this also helps with our dynamic stretching, so very good at juggling and controlling. If I want to work on my hip mobility, I can also work with the outsides here, outsides here, outsides here. If I have it, then I can see how many I can do in a row also. So now we'll give her one last chance. How many juggles you can do?
Yeah, the last time I do like 300.
300? Okay, do 10. Ole. And we're done? Yeah, and then one, that was really good. Okay, she can go all day, I think. One more last thing. So we'll do last. Now I know what I want to do. So you're going to dribble at me. So you're going to dribble 3 times this way. So I'm going to come here. You're going to come here. 3 times that way. Good. So I'm going to work on my defensive movement. After that, here, we're going to pass. So you pass to me. 1, 2, yeah, 3. I'm going to let the ball go. You're going to close the space down. Good. And then we're just going to come here. Yeah, so that's it. So we're just going to work on that. Okay, last segment here. So now we're going to work on 1v1 defending and our positioning. So we're going to have a bit of passive pressure. So my opponent, my attacker, is going to work on driving the ball 3 times one way and driving the ball 3 times one way. I'm going to focus on my defending, so I have a low center of gravity, and I'm going to be shuffling and moving, and I have my arm out. So yep, we're driving. So I'm coming here. Right when she turns, step, I move my leg back, and I'm coming here, looking at the ball. I'm moving my leg back. Good, coming here, looking at the ball. Good. And I'm not afraid to have contact and freeze. So now you'll do it as well. So you do the same. So now I'm going to have 3 touch. Good, really good. Now I come here. She moves her foot back really well. She's moving back really well. And freeze. The progression to this, we're going to add some passes. So that was first defending. So 1, 2, 3. Now she sees my back. She's a defender. So if she sees my back, I want to attack. I want to take away the space. So not letting me turn. So now we go back again. So I'm going to pass. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Let it go through your legs. But now I'm here. Good. Try one more time. So if I see my opponent's back, then that's a signal to take the space and not let me turn.